Let's see that bird. $7 million nuke damage. Hey guys, Big P here. So on today's episode of Worth It in HSR, we are going to be trying 3 respective teams at 3 drastically different cost points to find out which one is the most worth it at its cost. So the topic of our test today is going to be on the latest Anomaly Arbitration King reset. A huge spoiler alert if you do not want to see what boss you want to be facing and you want to be shot by the time it comes out to the live server. Be warned in 3, 2, Yep, the next Anomaly Arbitration King is going to be none other than Iron 2, which is the exact same boss story that we fought, as well as the same boss that we fought in a couple of Echoes of War. All the relics in the early access unchanged. First try, no resets, using the same blessing for the couple of different teams that we're going to be having. For this particular episode of testing the cost for Sobin, I am going to be doing, instead of 2 different teams, 3 different teams instead at 3 different cost points. So you know, the previous Worth It episodes, I usually tend to do 2 teams at 3 different costs. This is going to be 3 different teams, namely main DPS Castorice with Evernight as a sub DPS, or main DPS Evernight with Cyrene as a support. All of them going to be running with our Sobin as well as Hyacine. And then one more I just kind of want to throw into the mix, that is going to be our Nimeko, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are interested whether or not Sobin is going to be an after sales for Nimeko. Is she going to be upgrading our Remembrance Flagship, etc. So I hope that this video today can help you guys clear your doubts as to which cost point is going to be the most worth it. Now, it is not really possible for me to cover exactly every single cost because otherwise this video can take too long. I'm going to be splitting them to a relatively lowest cost between 6 to 5, a medium cost at roughly 10 costs on average for every single team, as well as the final 14 costs for every single team right here. So this is going to be the table right here. You guys can refer to yourselves to see which one is going to be the one you're taking a look at. And the very first is going to be just straight into our Castorice setup. Now, one thing to keep in mind is I will definitely be making another video to go through Iron 2's exact mechanics in case you guys haven't really fought him in the current Echoes of War. But that being said, this Anomaly Arbitration King does have a lot of different debuffs as well as brand new mechanics, most notably being we do have the Hemovore debuff, which is going to be hugely beneficial for our Remembrance DPS, like for example Castorice, Evernight, and Cyrene as a whole, as well as this Skills debuff where you are going to be taking reduction of damage until you hit them enough. So it's definitely going to be hinting more towards our follow-up attack generation. Then for the buffs over here, you can take a look. Buff tree is going to be really beneficial for Mimo sprites. So that is pretty much going to be that. Don't take this as a comparison for whether or not Team A is stronger, Team B is stronger. Just want to see whether or not our additional cost investments can save us how many action value, right? So for the very first team, we're just going to jump straight in. Alright, so this is going to be our very first clear done with our E0 S0 Castorice team with Evernight, Hyacine, as well as Robin Summeretto at E0 S0 as well. The only one with Island as well as Lycone is going to be our E1 S1 Evernight, which is always going to be a very valuable cost upgrade. So that's pretty much going to be it. For this particular video, I'm not going to be going through with you guys the mechanics for Iron Tomb. Just stay tuned for our dedicated video in Anomaly Arbitration coming forward in a future near you. So I'm just going to be focusing mainly on clearing this as fast as I possibly can for the sake of this video right here. Alright, so this EV is about to go in. I'm just going to be activating my Hyacine ultimate right now. Alright, this will give me a little bit more stacks right here. Immediately jumping into our EV's summoning from Evernight to get a little bit more of a jellyfish. Honestly, I can just let this go up immediately, and then this is also going to be allowing my Castorice to get the dragon right now. So we are going to be summoning here. This particular debuff, you don't really have to worry about it too much. We'll just use this a little bit later. So ideally, the mechanic for this R button, which is basically going to be summoning Cyrene, you kind of want to make sure you go into the 3rd phase with at least 2 of his ultimates up, because that will deal a significantly more damage essentially, right? So that is going to be quite nice. We are quite fortunate that the Mythos and logos didn't target the one with a lot of energy, so we didn't really waste too much of an energy back there, which is always quite nice, right? So Castorice is going to be getting yet another dragon. Also, just like I mentioned at the start, do not use this Anomaly Arbitration King as the benchmark for your Mimo Sprite performance, because they definitely intend to make Mimo Sprite do a lot better with this Anomaly King for all the debuffs as well as Iron Doom himself, right? So this is going to be summoning right here. Let's see if we can get ourselves the ultimate. Barely just enough there. Okay, we do get ourselves the effect rest, which is super nice. I am in fact going to be summoning up my Evernight right now. because we do save a significant amount of action value. Alright, this is gonna be at 96%. I can just immediately summon the dragon right here. Alright, then this is gonna give us the additional damage from Evernight with the Res Pen Field. You can see every single one is gonna be Venus Broken right here. I can actually use one Cyrene. Take note to always target the Lotos or Mitos. Right, either one of these two will be better because they do take a slightly reduced amount of damage. Okay, but you do also want to see the skill stacks. So we do have 3 skill stacks on the main target. So this is gonna be a little bit better, right? So just aim whoever has the lower number of skill stacks, just for a little bit more, because all 3 of them will pretty much share the exact same HP. So don't really worry too much about it. Then this is gonna come in. We are gonna be getting ourselves a free ultimate from the Cyrene buff, which is always gonna be super nice. And then my E0 S0 Castorice can let go of yet another dragon right here. I'm gonna be playing this a little bit more differently with our Evernight DPS later on while running Cyrene, so that is pretty much gonna be that. Hyacine's ultimate is gonna be facing a little bit of a concern because of the energy debuff just now, but I think it should be fine. Okay, gets a little bit more burp. Okay, and then unfortunately we are gonna be running out of our from our Hyacine ultimate just barely, so I do need her to get hit right here so that we can keep an ample ultimate uptime, right? So let's see if we get hit. Okay, unfortunately, okay, we actually did get hit, which is really good. So we're just gonna bring this up, gets the little Ika. Okay, so next hit is gonna reduce Evernight's energy, which is really bad. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get my ultimate up in due time, so it is what it is, unless Sobin gets a little bit more speed here, which is unfortunately, I don't think it's quite enough. Yeah, it's just barely enough over here. Oh! Okay, that's actually absolutely fantastic. So because Sobin does have enough energy for that, I am just going to let go of my dragon right now, and I'll instantly pull up my Evernight here. Okay, I did get the additional AV Advance as well as Ultimate, because Evernight is about to get a turn very soon. Highest value would be for Castorice right here, right? Even though we are not going to be able to get any energy, but just for the additional charge, it will be giving us a little bit more value, right? They cannot take action, which is always very good. And then Evernight is going to be getting her Ultimate right here. Alright, so we're just gonna summon our Mimo Sprite, and then this is gonna be getting this. We'll let this go first into the dragon. 1% HP is a little bit unfortunate. Oh, okay, that's actually pretty good. So Iron Tomb is gonna be doing this, so now I can actually just hit this. Alright, really nice, which cleanses away one of the debuffs. Okay, and then we are just gonna continue on with this right here. Okay, they do have the action value delay, which is not that significant. We're just gonna be dealing a lot more damage with our Castorice dragon. And then Bird is gonna be going in pretty much 50 vibes, very consistently running Nemo slops, so that shouldn't be too big of a concern. We are always gonna give Castorice the 100% energy because dragon is gonna be where majority of my damage is coming from anyways, right? So this is gonna go in. So that the tuning for this entire Anomaly King is that you want to use the Cyrene buff to give Castorice Max Dragon, and then afterwards you want to use your Sobin to give Evernight extra turns as well as Ultimate. That would be the ideal scenario right here. Alright, then this gives me another point. That is nice. He's gonna hit us here. Okay, unfortunately we did get hit with the debuff because we didn't really have quite enough damage, but it is what it is. Alright, skill point reduction is still gonna be okay. I'll let this go here. And then after this, we will be going for our skill. This is gonna deal a little bit more damage. Then we can let go of one Cyrene here, which cleanses away the debuffs, which is very good. This takes a hit, 46 out of 12 back to 23, which is quite nice. Then we're just going to be aiming the same target, summoning back our Castorice Dragon, and we're just going to go for that once again. Okay, then Hyacine is just going to be doing the same thing over and over. Okay, next ultimate is going to be a lock. Alright, but we do have Glow passive to help us dispel our first lock, which is very, very good. Okay, for this particular action, you can see Evernight is very, very far away because of the lock mechanic. So I am actually going to use my Sobin out right now. So we do get maximum value in terms of action, right? So we're just going to summon our jellyfish, and then this jellyfish is going to go in. Not quite enough to get my Evernight ultimate because of the extremely annoying energy debuff. So that is definitely going to be a bit of a concern. If you don't do enough damage, then unfortunately that is going to be what it is. Okay. Okay, we do get a little bit of an action value advance going forward, which is quite good. Okay, barely just enough for the out here. Okay, this does give me an out. Hopefully we get enough for... okay, not barely there. Okay, hold up. We'll first do this. Then we will dispel the debuff made by Iron Tomb. So we're just gonna hit this here. So we want to cleanse away that debuff. And then the rest of the time, you ideally want to deal enough damage such that the majority of your Rs will be saved for phase 3. Right? That's where be when you do the highest amount. Once again, I highly recommend you guys to play this with music, because the music for this fight is really good, especially if not play the story. I just highly recommend doing this with music, right? So this is going to summon the Evernight. Gets the jellyfish here. I mean, I do have myself the Rest Pen Dragon, so I'm just immediately going to let this go. Then Dragon is going to come back in for another big chunk of damage before the Vibes reset. So this will be the highest amount of value. That's going to be good. Okay, so just nice full regen for our Castorice Dragon for the maximum value here as well. Alright, and we are about to get ourselves the Bobbin ultimate, which is just going to instantly pull up my Evernight, who's going to be 46 AV away. So we're just going to cast a skill, and then this should be giving me my Evernight jellyfish. So this pops in. Okay, unfortunately, because our R is going to be at full stacks, I am not going to be wasting this because I believe we can deal enough damage to bring us to phase 3. So I wasted a little bit of stacks on the R, but I personally think it is going to be worth it, assuming my dragon actually gets the kill right here. Oh boy, that is really unfortunate. Okay, hopefully this Eevee does enough, maybe. Oh my god. Okay, it is what it is then, right? Okay, we still get a clear here. Alright, so this is going to be the final phase. That is where you definitely want to let go of your very first hit. Alright, so you can see that is going to be a substantially higher amount of damage for us right here. I do believe we get 100% with Castorice, so we're going to let go of Castorice first. At this point, you pretty much just want to deal as much damage as humanly possible to try to bring him down right here, right? So this is going to come down, and then we are going to be doing a bit of a swipe. I'm going to wait for a little bit more. So after Eevee gets summoned, as well as the final damage increase, which means that our Hyacine out is going to be giving us the maximum value here, which can then allow me to summon my Castorice Dragon. Then Castorice Dragon is going to get summoned for additional damage. Eevee is just going to take that hit right there, and then we are just going to let everything here go, right? So with that out of the way, I'm going to tank this shot right here. Alright, Absolute Cinema. Okay, really high amount of damage. So now that we get hit with that, we are going to activate our R to cleanse away our debuff. Alright, really good. Okay, then we are just going to continue on doing our thing just as usual. 86%, Barbin Stings goes down. 100% gets activated, so we're just going to go immediately. And then we'll let this go. Alright, really good. That's gonna hit us for Bobbin. Okay, the next action will reduce energy. You still definitely want to try and deal enough damage to get rid of that right there. So we'll first let go of our Eevee there. Then we are gonna pull up our Evernight again, which means we are gonna be getting 100% uptime on our ultimate, which is always really good, right? So we're gonna summon this, let go of an out, then let go of a dragon. Alright. So we can try to hold our R a little bit because we do have quite a significant amount of damage here anyways. See if we can deal enough. Okay, that is really, really good. Welt is gonna go in. Castorice. I unfortunately cannot get a full value out of this hit right here. Wait, maybe I can because the jellyfish is gonna kill himself. Okay, and then we should be able to get another... Okay, that's actually perfect, right? That's actually perfect. So we are gonna be getting our dragon right here, which will then give me yet another dragon the moment Cyrene pulls us back up, which is very, very nice. Then Cyrene pulls us back up, get to a 100% charge once again, and then we are just going to be dealing all of our damage to Iron Tomb. If we can deal enough damage, we can cancel out the annoying debuffs, which is going to be energy regeneration. Okay, that's absolutely perfect. So we get an AV advance as well as the energy regen, so super, super nice. Hyacine is going to go in, so he is not going to be draining our energy here anymore at 50 vibes. Final damage now increase, so it is most likely going to be looking like a 4 cycle. We are going to summon our jellyfish first, then we are going to be summoning our Lil Ika, which will then give me enough vibes, or rather damage, for our Castorice dragon right here. Then jellyfish pops. Alright, and then we are just going to let go of our Cyrene's art one more time. And then this dragon should be pretty much game down to his last 6%. Maybe this is it. Okay, 2% left. Unfortunately, not quite enough. But with one more Lil Ika in the Castorice, that is going to be a 71. Okay, barely 71. 70. Okay, so it's a 70 AV clear on our Castorice, E0, S0, Evernight, Hyacine, as well as our Sobin team, right? So that is going to be our very first try with no different resets. This is going to be the build right here, E0, S0, Castorice, right? With our E1, S1, Evernight. This is going to be our E0, S0, Hyacine, as well as our E0, S0 Sobin, right? If you want to, you can consider changing a couple of things here, like giving this Von Wag, right? Maybe giving this energy regeneration, but I felt that this was a general case. Most players can definitely just make use of this, especially if you're not going to be chasing 0 cycle. I think 2-piece and 4 is going to be giving us a lot more value, right? So now I'm going to be moving on into the next team, and that is going to be using our Cyrene instead of Castorice at E0, S0. The problem with running this team is that both Cyrene as well as Robin, they kind of want the exact same Hertastor S5. So the closest thing I can think of in terms of a substitute is you might want to consider giving this another light cone that gives you speed. Unfortunately, we just really don't have something else. So if you do want to run both E0, S0 Cyrene and E0, S0 with Sobin, it would definitely be a little bit more of a conflict of interest. So I feel like just for this run right here. Alright, so after contemplating for a little bit, I decided I think the best course of action I have at this point is just run this Victory in the Blink, because I really do not have any other alternatives. So just keep in mind, if you do want to run both Cyrene as well as Sobin at E0, S0, your light cone option is going to be really limited. But we'll just try this and see how far we're going to be going. So previously, it's going to be 4 cycle with 7 AV, and let's just jump straight in right now. Alright, so this is gonna be our Hyacine, Cyrene, as well as Evernight combination. We are gonna be doing a little bit more of a change in positioning just to make sure Cyrene is staying all the way at the side, so that people in the middle will be the ones getting the energy. Keep in mind, for this specific showcase, if you do not have Sobin's S1, you are most likely going to be running into a slight bit of a skill point issue, as you guys can see right here. So this is gonna hit. Alright, we do get ourselves the bird. Alright, we are gonna activate our Hyacine ultimate. And then our jellyfish is immediately gonna go in for some damage. And then we'll activate our Castorice out right here. Alright, and then the moment Castorice activates her skill, I'm gonna let the jellyfish go bird flip explode. And I'll immediately then pull back up my Evernight, right? Ideally, you do want to try to stack this as high as possible, but because I want to get my Cyrene stacks to a 24 ASAP, I'm going to intentionally kill a couple more jellyfish, because every single Mimo Spike action is going to give me 1 additional charge, right? So this is very nice. Next is going to be action lock, which Sobin does not care whatsoever. I'm just going to be going for the skill. Give us a little bit more of a heal boost, and then this is going to be activating our Cyrene. I do low-key want to consider greeding a little. Okay, actually we shouldn't greed. because Evernight is going to be taking far too long. So I am actually just going to take my full out right here, because otherwise we will have to wait for a significant amount of action value, which is honestly not too worth it, right? So I'll first give this buff to Evernight. Then I'll give this to the jellyfish. And then our Hyacine, honestly, for this particular point, you could just opt to save this a little bit because you don't really need it for now. Alright. This is an effect rest, which is always very, very good because Sobin does not care about that whatsoever. This is going to come in. I'm saving my Evernight turn a little bit just to stack on my... Right, so you can get this free ultimate. This spelling from the action log, which is no issue for us. Gets us an additional turn on the out. Gets me another hit. Bobbin is gonna be going in, and then I reset the vibes right here. So immediately after Evernight summons the jellyfish, I'm gonna pull back up Evernight right here. So I'll then get this again for a significant amount of stacks. Right here, I am gonna be activating our Hyacine out, which will then allow me to reduce the hate right here, so I can let go of one ultimate. This is 2, this is 7, so we're gonna be aiming for the main guy. Alright, and then we are finally gonna let this go. 1.1 million, which is, it's kind of alright, nothing too crazy. Alright, so this is gonna replenish. Cyrene do need to let go of one of her skills right now, otherwise we are gonna be over capping. Alright, just hit a little bit more frequently. Alright, you can see our raw damage is going to be quite nice adding on here as well. Then we're going to let this go. Okay, we do get a little bit of a hit. Hits the Songbird for action value delay. Next hit is going to reduce energy, but for Cyrene is actually completely irrelevant. So this is actually a really, really good shielding environment for us. And then we do get 50 vibes, and then we are going to reset right here, which is going to be okay. So we get this. Let's this go. Immediately gets us another Evernight ultimate, and then this is gonna do a little bit of damage. Okay, for this out, I am gonna be giving this to Hyacine so that Hyacine can actually regenerate her out right here, and then I will let this go, and then I'll let go of a Hyacine out just to save us a little bit more energy after bro decides to hit us. This is gonna be fine. This is gonna be fine. Okay, action value delay here is fine. Next is going to reduce my Hyacine energy, which is not too good. But we did get us the break here, which is super, super nice. Evernight is going to come in. Hyacine is going to keep on spamming our skill. Okay, so this particular hit, let's just see if Cyrene can actually get us the kill here. Okay, very, very nice. So this gets into a debuff, and then I will immediately cleanse away the debuff right now with one of the Cyrene out. Okay, then at this point, I'm going to cast my skill, and I'm going to cast my skill here again, which is going to allow me to get the ultimate very, very soon. I'll let this go first, then I'll cast this for another hit right here. Then Mimo Sprite is going to come in, and then I can let go of a Cyrene out once again. I think we should have enough leeway for Hyacine energy. We'll just see what's up. Okay, I do want to hit a little bit more frequently because I want to reduce these skills debuff stacks. Alright, so this is going to come down. Okay, delay on Evernight. Get a little bit more of a heal. Next action will reduce our energy. We will get ourselves a free out, so we'll just give it to Evernight right now. And then we are gonna be getting this right here. I can let this go here. I'll let this reset. Okay, one cycle is gonna be here. Let's just aim the buckle right here. Alright, takes us a little bit more damage. Gets us the little Ika, which also gives me enough energy for the out as well. I'm just gonna heal here. So I heal a little bit more with Evernight on the field. Okay, then we are gonna let this go, and then the little birds are gonna go. And then because our Hyacine just used her ultimate, we don't really need to care about the energy reduction whatsoever. So even if we do not reduce this, alright, Oh, okay. A little bit unfortunate. Our Bobbin actually couldn't really get it, but it's fine. Alright. We played it to the best of our abilities. As long as you try to make use of everyone's ultimate before that hit, it is gonna be okay. Alright. Then we're just gonna keep on with our skill. Evernight, same things. And then we are gonna be expiring this in just a second here. Okay, action value advanced, which is pretty good. Okay, we do get one hit for Evernight here, so we are just gonna bring bro back up immediately. Gets us a skill. This is gonna take a hit. Okay, I wonder if this is gonna be sufficient to actually break that little buckle. Okay, not quite enough. Grave wound state has ended. There's gonna be a decent amount of hit. Once that thing breaks, we are gonna be getting ourselves quite a lot of value at this current point of time. Summon our ultimate right now. And then we'll see if we can get this. Alright, all allies regenerate energy, which is really, really good. Then I can summon my Evernight ultimate into a Cyrene ultimate. Alright, we don't really need a buff Evernight whatsoever. Just focusing on damage. And then this is going to hit Mythos. And then we actually do get the break. Okay, we hit Iron Tomb. Right. Then full energy reset right here on Evernight. Okay, we do get... I should have pressed it a little bit earlier. That's my slow reaction. It is what it is. We do have 50 vibes here, which is always very, very nice. That's going to have the action value today for the jellyfish, which honestly just doesn't really matter. Okay, Bubbling is going to come in. We do have ourselves 100% action advance here. Let's just get this first. We'll let the jellyfish go, because I'm pretty sure this will probably kill. So we'll see if this is sufficient. 6% HP. Okay, let me see if this Cyrene outkills, because if it does, then we do save quite a good amount of ultimate. Okay, I don't think this is quite enough. 2%. 1%. Okay, let's see if this will do it. Honestly, this is such a wasted amount of damage. Alright, I guess we just kind of have to let this go, right? The 1% did fuck our damage a little bit here, so we are going to waste slightly. Not too shabby. Alright, now he's going to enter into the final phase. We'll let go of one of Cyrene's hits right here. Alright, then Hyacine, we're not really facing too big of a energy issue for now. Activate my Hyacine ultimate, and once little EGA goes, we should be getting one for Evernight. Right, really, really good. Then we'll let this go. And then the rest we just save, right? The rest we just save. Alright, he's gonna come in for the hit. Alright, big hit. Ooh, big hit. Okay. Okay, we are gonna dispel this immediately. Alright, we're gonna dispel this immediately. Power of Love goes in. This is gonna fly back out. Okay. Then we are gonna start dealing additional final damage increase at the 3rd cycle. Then Cyrene, we're just gonna continue on with this. Evernight goes for the skill. Comes into a hit right here. I just want to hit him as frequent as possible to bring down our skills, right? So our early damage at this point, it is not as significant. But I do need to make sure Hyacine's ultimate do have a good enough of uptime. I'll let go of one Cyrene out here before we overcap. Okay. That is fine. That is fine. Action delay. This is quite RNG, so next action will reduce energy. So as long as we break bro right here, it is gonna be really, really good. We are gonna be getting full energy reset on this, so I don't really want to waste my Bobbin ultimate. It's closer to 50%, but I think that's still quite a bit of value, right? So we're gonna immediately give us the additional out here. Then Evernight is gonna be going for the basic. That's good. And then we are just gonna select this on. That's good. State is gonna end. We are gonna immediately cast this. So as long as we deal with this armor down as fast as possible, that would be really, really good, right? Then Cyrene, let's go off a hit here. This is gonna be 6. Then we're gonna cast our skill. Let's do one more here right now. All right, really, really good. And then this is gonna come in. Oh, barely just enough to get an ultimate, unfortunately. Oh, that was really, really rough. If we had our Evernight ultimate there, that would have been super, super nice. Unfortunately, it was not quite enough. So we do get a hit there. Yeah, if we actually managed to get it, I think I could have actually gone ourselves a team 1 energy regeneration as well, which is just a bit. You can see the HP is so low. Because the moment you break or rather kill these two, right, imprison Mythos as well as Logos, you do get a buff given to your entire team. So unfortunately, it appears that our Cyrene at E0 S0 is gonna be slightly slower compared to the E0 S0 Castorice. Okay, now we get an energy regeneration, but frankly, it is a little bit late. So we're just gonna let this go and see how much we can actually gain from this. Fatal wound is gonna occur. Okay, bro is now charging. We do need to try to deal as much damage as humanly possible right now. So his next hit is gonna be the big bomba here. We also kind of lost our Hyacine ultimate, which is really rough. I think Cyrene can give us enough energy to replenish Hyacine, so we wouldn't really face into that issue there. Alright, let's just give this out to Hyacine immediately. Alright, Hyacine is gonna cast an out. Alright, I think we should be... Oh, okay, so that is gonna be 25 AV clear using our current possible team comp with E0 S0 Cyrene on our very first try. So it is a slight bit of a downgrade compared to our E0 S0 Castorice, but I would just say that this light cone is just really a lot worse compared to the light cone we actually gave to Castorice, because this light cone was definitely a lot more suitable comparatively speaking. Right? Also, the buffs for Evernight, or rather the buffs for Cyrene, unfortunately we couldn't really dispel the third phase clause, which would have given me the energy regeneration of AV Advance, because that definitely ruined our damage by quite a bit. But first try, so it is what it is. We are now just gonna be jumping on into our 5 cost E0 S0 Sobin with Nimeko. So now jumping into our Nimeko team, we are just gonna be going with our E0 S1 Nimeko alongside with our E4 S0 Welt, because you definitely need at least 1 people to trigger your decimation, and decimation is objectively the strongest skill right now, especially for Nimeko. And for Iron Tomb, it's pretty much going to be perma 2 or 3 targets, so this is just going to be really nice. E0 S0 Sobin as well as a E0 S0 Huohuo, which is pretty much going to be the exact same team they use for the live stream. Keep in mind, our Welt here is going to be an E4, so if you do not have E4 Welt, just definitely consider taking this with a huge pinch of salt. We are going to be going for buff 2 for the team-wide energy regeneration at the start, as well as skill plus ultimate damage, which is definitely going to be benefiting Nimeko by quite a significant amount. So without further ado, let's just jump straight in for this 4 cost plus 5 standard cost team with Nimeko right here, right? So for this particular move, we're actually going to instantly activate our Wellness ultimate so that I get the 4-piece ego value. So once this comes in, even though we don't get any stacks here, it's going to be okay, right? Now we'll finally proc our decimation. Get this here a little bit. The early damage right now is really inconsequential because his skills are going to be really high, right? So all this defense or rather damage reduction is super high, so just don't expect to deal any damage with Nimeko as of this current moment, right? So we are gonna take a peek. Wait, where is the robot? Okay, so he's 69 AV away, which is actually really far. Okay, so because this is 69 AV, I'm actually going to instantly use my Sobin ultimate to get the highest amount of action value generation. And then after Sobin ultimate, we can then let go of our Huohuo ultimate for our additional attack buff. Right, I can see right now Nimeko's attack is just going to be going up considerably higher, even though we are actually using a fire damage chest because of Robin's additional attacks, right? So Huohuo is just going to constantly... Okay, for this particular hit, I am actually going to opt for the basic because okay, actually I should just call the skill here because this just gives me team-wide energy. Then one can just go for the basic. Alright, this is fine, this is fine. Alright, next target will reduce Sobin's energy, which is really bad. So we are going to let this go, which will then get 9 out of 9. Okay, I will try to kill this as fast as I possibly can. First, letting go of an ultimate. Just to get, because you ideally want to save Himeko's out right before the fever counter expires to get a little bit more damage. So the birds are gonna go. Now we activate my Himeko ultimate just for that touch bit more damage. And hopefully I do get rid of the hand so that we do not have the energy reduction for Sobin, because that would be a very, very unfortunate situation indeed, right? So this is going to activate the assist skill. Alright, Fever Wave is going to continue. Alright, this comes in. We're going to get another hit right here. Alright, then hopefully this can proc our 3 target assist. Okay, the bird will definitely give this to us, so I don't think we should be having any issue here. Just going for the skill. Alright, so this is going to be guaranteed. Unfortunately, didn't hit 3 targets, so that was a little bit rough. So I do get the team-wide energy regeneration. We are going to give this to Nimeko every single time. Ideally, I could have waited a little bit more, but it's fine. Alright, it's fine. We still get ourselves the value from this out. So this is going to come in for the highest possible amount of damage. And I can let go of one Cyrene here, because we are going to be close to max. Alright. So this will just hit the guys at the buckle at the side, because this will do more damage. Then we are instantly going to let go of my Robin ultimate. And then for this, I'm just going to let this skill, getting us a very, very nice phase 2, which I would say this is actually considerably high, if I can say so myself. Immediately take away one of the debuffs right now. Then Huohuo is just going to be going for our basic, because we do have enough skill points, or rather facing a little bit of a skill point issue. Energy which is getting regenerated, gets a little bit more here. That's going to be fine for the AV delay. Bobbin doesn't care. Next is going to reduce ally energy, so I definitely want to get this out as fast as I possibly can. I will be going for the skill here. So Huohuo is going to be going for the basic. Then we'll activate our Welt out. Alright, that's going to be 9 out of 9. I'll let this bird hit one more time, just to reduce the stacks of the scales. Then activate my Nimeko Nova ultimate. Then they're just gonna go boom, 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 right? Okay, really, really good, really, really good, really, really nice, super, super nice. And then Fever is gonna reduce right here, which is gonna be fine. See if we can deal enough damage for our team. Unfortunately, we are completely out of skill points, so it is what it is. I don't think we're going to be able to stop this energy reduction, so that is a little bit unfortunate. We kind of have to just let this go right here. Okay, we do get it out here, which is actually super nice because of the groove, right? So the particular buff for Robin. Oh, you guys can't really see her because she's like singing. But the additional energy from a Trace Groove is going to be where whenever we get this, we do get the additional 3 energy. So for this particular hit right here, I am going to be opting for our Sobin ultimate, because if we don't, Nimeko is just not going to be getting the extra turn. So we'll be going for the basic. Instantly activate this right now. Pull up our Nimeko. And then I can just let this go here to refresh our skill. Alright. Okay, the energy reduction is something that we can't really avoid, so it is what it is. Holy, that was dangerously close to death, actually. It's a little bit scary. Okay, at least for this one, I'm pretty sure we are going to be able to get rid of that hand there, because this hand's HP is almost done. So we'll proc 9 out of 9, get another 9 out of 9. Here we do get a little bit more of an advancement, so we are just going to continue on with our basic. Alright, that is good. Huohuo also needs to go for the basic, because our skill point is literally non-existent at this point. So we'll take a... Ooh, that is a little bit scary. Oh my goodness. That is really, really scary. Yeah, so running our E0, S0, Huohuo as a sustain, you are gonna be facing quite a decent amount of sustained pressure, especially considering you do have the Hemovore debuff with 500 fixed HP reduction. So that is definitely quite scary for this particular team, right? Which also goes to show like Huohuo's weakness, right? Even though our energy regeneration is really good, when you're up against a high sustained pressure scenario like this one, you are gonna be in a bit of a trouble for sure. Nimeko is gonna be quite far away. We're just gonna pull up right now because it's 75 AV. Let's go with one assist skill. Then we are gonna summon our Nimeko right here. Hopefully this is gonna be enough for me to cast my out. Okay, exceptional. So we are gonna activate our out right now. And then this is just gonna go all in. Alright. 12%. Still quite a bit far. Okay, unfortunately, I literally have to cast my skill. Otherwise, I don't really think I can survive this. So we'll take a bit of a hit right there. Okay, very, very nice. Gets us the energy regeneration because we did get the delay there. Then, well, Yang, this should bring us to phase 3. Alright, we do get a slight bit of an action value advance as well as the final phase. This is gonna be 2 target. He is gonna be sucking up our entire energy here, so there's not really a lot of things we can do to prevent this from happening. So I am just gonna let this go right now. Okay. Okay, we do get that bit of a delay, which is very, very nice. This is 18. Okay, this is actually good enough for me to just go for a Welt basic. He's definitely going to suck my energy here, so there's no point trying to stop this for myself. I can go for one more turn. I can go for one more before I have to reset my skills. So this is fine. So just nice enough we get this here. We'll go for a basic. Get our ultimate. Get our Nimeko. Alright. And then we are instantly gonna pull up with our Bobbin. Because remember, 50% energy is always worse than 20% energy. Alright, so this is gonna pull out my Nimeko right here. And then we're just simply gonna refresh our skill. And then we'll take this hit. Alright. We used majority of my energy here, so it's not that bad. Oh boy. Oh boy, okay. Very, very dangerous. Very, very scary. Okay, we do get a full energy reset from Cyrene. So this is gonna give me a Himeko out. Super, super nice. And then we are just gonna continue to try and deal as much damage as possible with this team, right? But honestly, playing this with a Huohuo sustain, especially since we only do have one try, is genuinely pretty scary. So this is gonna be 9 out of 9, gets us another assist skill. Alright, then we are gonna be going for the skill. Huohuo, honestly, I am so scared. I'm genuinely so scared. I think we just have to kind of skill here, because if he hits us too hard, we are probably gonna die. So let's not be greedy here, right? Purely just for us to keep surviving. That is a significant amount of damage. Oh boy. Okay, now I need to hit this to prevent the energy reduction from happening. So we are gonna let this go for 9 out of 9. That is quite good. Okay, then we are gonna let this go right here. Okay, we do get an action very advanced. I do want to get rid of this for the prevention of the energy. Oh my god, we actually get our Welt out, which is absolutely massive. Okay. Okay, 9 out of 9. Ah, we ran out of assist skill. Oh, that was so rough. Holy shit, we are literally about to die. Okay, yeah, unfortunately, that is gonna be, it is what it is kind of situation. I need to try and reset my Himeko up as fast as possible, but the energy reduction definitely cut us a pretty significant chunk right there, so it is what it is. Just trying to get my Welt ultimate back up right now. Hopefully we don't die here. I really, really hope we don't die here. Okay, we do get the bird. Okay, we are about to get ourselves a reset. We are actually going to skill here because I'm literally so close to dying. It is insane. So finally let go of my Himeko out, which will then give me my first assist skill. Alright. 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 Really, really good. Really, really good. Alright. That's going to be 9 out of 9. Pop this right back in. Well, yeah, we are going to pop this right back in as well. Let's just activate our Cyrene out immediately. Okay, we are just gonna be going for a basic, which will then give me my out. And then after this, we are gonna be activating our Robin ultimate, pulling up my Himeko. Alright, we do have ourselves a Huohuo out right here. I think there's legitimately no way I can kill both of these hands at this compound time. So I am gonna opt for the skill. And then the birds are gonna give me the next 2 hits for 9 out of 9. And then we'll do one last Huohuo ultimate. Because this is all or nothing, right? If I didn't do enough damage here, then that is gonna be a 3-cycle dispatch for our 4+5 cost Welt Yang. If this doesn't deal enough damage, then it kind of is what it is. So we are literally all in. Let's see if Nimeko has enough. Right, last hit. Oh, unfortunately, not quite. Oh! As I've written. Absolute cinema. Okay, so with the final stack of Cyrene's ultimate casting as I've written, we get ourselves our first 3-cycle first try with 3 AV remaining. Once again, this is not to show whether Nimeko is better or Castorice is better. It is simply just to use this as a standard with our first try using a relatively low cost team. I do want to say this team at E0S1, especially if you do want to run this with Huohuo on Anomaly King, is extremely scary, right? At least maybe consider running this at E2 Himeko, or if you want, you can go for the E0S1 DHPT. But this team against this sustain pressure is super high for Huohuo. So just classic Huohuo issues because her sustain is just really not that strong compared to units like DHPT as well as Hyacine, right? So these are gonna be our builds for E0S1 Nimeko, E4S0 Welt Yang, right? Our E0S0 Robin, as well as our E0S0 Huohuo, right? Okay, with that's gonna be our first part. I'll see you guys in just a second as I activate the relative cost for our second part of the series with the medium cost teams. Alright, hey guys, so this is gonna be part 2. We are gonna be activating our second category of heavyweights, that's technically the medium weights right here, featuring our E2S1 Castorice with our same E1S1 Evernight, with our E1S0 Sobin, as well as a E0S0 Hyacine. For every single team for this particular category, it is gonna be at a 10 cost for everyone, right? So there's gonna be no difference right here. We are gonna be going back into buff 3, then later on I'm just going to be swapping out our E2S1 Castorice for our E2S1 Cyrene, right? So without further ado, let's just jump in and see how much faster we are going to be clearing with this particular comp right here. Alright, so we are going to be able to get the first-hand experience on the power of essentially at this point E1 Babin with the additional true damage multiplier for the recorded damage every single time the birds are gonna be coming in, right? So we'll pop a skill right here, right? We are gonna be able to get this. Then we are just gonna let go of our Evernight, and then this is gonna come in. We'll then pull up our Evernight again. Alright, then we are going to cast another skill just for a little bit more damage here. All this is taking place even before my Hyacine took an action, which is kind of interesting. Holy shit, my Evernight is taking a ridiculous amount of damage, which is kind of bonkers. This skill will definitely allow me to, alright, this ultimate gives me the 100% charge. And then we are just gonna be able to cast this immediately, right? So we are just gonna swipe, dragon is gonna go in, and then the birds will be dealing additional damage from there, right? If you do want to min-max your AV, you could consider waiting a little bit, right, for Castorice's turn to take place, because she does get an extra turn following soon after, because that's the mechanic of our E2, right? So we couldn't really stop the Mythos, the little buckles right there. Their health is still really high, so there's almost no way you could have actually stopped that. So it is what it is. Can we at least get to 100% here? Yes, we can. So we are just gonna let this go right now, and then we are just gonna let this one go, and then we are gonna start swiping for the additional damage. We do break off Iron Tomb here, and our damage is definitely substantially higher, and we are about to get ourselves a free ultimate right now, so we can instantly pop this for the AV advance, no wastage whatsoever. This swipes back in, and Iron Tomb is gonna be already dropping below 40% HP, which is super nice, right? Hopefully we actually kill these two Mythos and Logos. We'll get ourselves a Team-wide energy regeneration as well as the AV advance. Okay, not quite enough just yet. Okay, next is going to reduce the target's energy. Hopefully this should be enough for us here. So we're gonna be going for this. 83. I think we should be getting close to 100%. Okay. I do want to get my Castorice buffs with our Evernight. So let's just see, because I'm pretty sure the dragon here might actually straight up just kill. Then we can instantly jump straight into phase 2, which is super, super nice. Okay, actually perfectly in time for our phase 2. Then we are instantly gonna let go of our Evernight out first. Then remove the debuff from Iron Tomb. Then this comes in once. And then we are gonna pull back up our Evernight for the additional energy regeneration. And then we are gonna pop a skill. And I'm pretty sure this is gonna be getting us 100%. Then after this 100%, we perfectly get ourselves the Castorice AV Advance, which is absolutely fantastic. And then right after this dragon goes away, I'm gonna be activating my Hyacine ultimate for the maximum value here. Alright, so this Hyacine ultimate is gonna activate, giving us a little bit of a heals. Very, very nice. Alright, E-card here is gonna be very, very nice. Alright, team-wide hit for a little bit more charge. Even if Castorice gets delayed, it's actually completely fine, because the moment she gets ultimate, she gets a free turn. So this is actually really, really good. Alright, instant AV advance right up again. I can let go of this one right now, because I do want to try to break away the energy debuff. Okay. Do a swipe, and then our dragon is once again gonna go in. Don't think this is gonna be enough, unfortunately. So we are just gonna have to deal with this for now. At least we did let go a little bit of our hits, right? But we couldn't really stop this, so it is what it is, right? At least Castorice doesn't really get that impacted, so it's gonna be fine. Let's just summon this immediately, because my Castorice is legitimately just getting so much charge. So despite the fact that our energy is getting reduced, Castorice Dragon actually does not get reduced, similar to Cyrene. So we are actually in a pretty decent ballpark as of right now. Kind of want to wait for the vibes to reset, because we are already at full, and they are pretty much going to be dying, or rather resetting right here. Okay, do get a break. AV advance, this is going to continue. After this skill, we are going to be getting our Castorice out, which will then give me back another energy regeneration, assuming that other hand they are already broken, so that is going to be very, very nice. Okay, energy regeneration. Then we are just going to slam all this in. Hopefully this deals enough damage to just bring us into the last phase. Then I can save this R for the last. Ooh, barely just enough here. Oh my goodness, that is actually perfect. Okay, that is absolutely perfect. Alright, so we are gonna hit that right now. Free ultimate activates immediately for Castorice, so I'm just gonna try to deal as much damage as humanly possible right now. Okay, Evernight is 2 AV away, so there's no point for me using my Sobin ultimate. Okay. Alright, then we are gonna go for a skill into this letting go, which will then give me an ultimate. That is very, very good. Then Jellyfish is going to be going for a basic. Then I pull up Evernight right here, and this is going to be giving me 100% charge. So with that, we are going to be dealing the maximum amount of damage, right? Our Castorice, or rather Hyacine, is actually going to be running out of charge here, so it is what it is. After this, we'll just try to replenish that, because we are just basically 16 AV away, so it's just a bit wasteful here. Alright, so we are gonna get hit. Alright, tank that shit. Alright, we are gonna be tanking that shit. Then we dispel Ligus, right? We dispel Ligus right here. Technically, we're dispelling the action lock, but it is what it is. Not quite enough to get our little Ika. Alright, the good thing is we are close to Hyacine's next turn. So once Hyacine's next turn begins, we'll definitely be getting our ultimate here. Sustained pressure is not going to be that high as of this current moment. Alright, we're gonna take a hit. Alright, hold this, hold this, hold this, hold this, hold this, hold this, hold this. Okay, next hit will reduce our target's action. So hopefully we are gonna be having enough here. Okay, I'm not casting my out because I am about to get another jellyfish momentarily. So I kind of want to maximize my value here, right? So I'll just do a swipe into and out for a second swipe. Alright, there's gonna be a second swipe. And then dragon is gonna go in. And then after this dragon goes in, that is when I activate my Hyacine ultimate for a little bit more charge, right? And you can see we do get our energy regeneration, which is super, super nice. And if luck will have it, we can actually squeeze in another dragon here since my Evernight turn has already taken place. So this comes back in, summons another jellyfish, and once that health is gonna be reducing 98%, that is the play, chat, right? That's why they call me Mr. Nemo Slot, because with yeah, I think that was actually very, very well played by myself, if I can say so. Zero wastage on our charge and energy. Then we're just gonna be dealing all this damage to Iron Tomb right now. And then we'll see if Cyrene is going to be getting out the kill. Actually, you know what? She's definitely done so. I think Cyrene is just going to land a killing blow with 23 AV remaining, because I essentially have 2, right? Boom. Right, then we're going to be getting an... Oh, actually not quite enough. Oh my goodness. 1 bar. But with that, we are going to be getting our 1 cycle 23 AV dispatch against Iron Tomb with our 10 cost E2S1 Castorice team for a very, very significant improvement from our 4 cycle 70 AV. So we literally shaved off our performance for additional 4 costs. We shaved off 3 entire cycles, which was just really, really nice, if I can say so myself, right? So with that, I am just gonna be jumping straight into our E2S1 Cyrene, but these are gonna be the builds. I don't really think it matters too much because I used the literal exact same build. I did not change the relics whatsoever with our E1 S0 Robin, or rather Sobin, as well as E0 S0 Hyacine, right? So now I'm gonna take away Castorice, slot in our E2 Cyrene, and we'll see how this team is gonna be doing, putting Cyrene all the way at the side. And I think this should be good enough with our Memorial Swap, right? So target to beat is gonna be honestly quite hard. It is a 1 cycle 23 AV, so we'll see Evernight DPS is gonna be sufficient right here. Frankly speaking, if you want to think about cost maxing, I would definitely consider getting E2 Evernight right here instead of the E2 Cyrene. But just to keep things a little bit consistent, we'll see how this is gonna be going, right? Next target is going to reduce the target energy, so it is what it do. Alright, Cyrene is going to pop. So we already have ourselves a maximum amount of stacks. Let's just pop this here. Okay. Gets the bird. Okay, first things first, we let this go. Then we cast our ultimate. Then we cast our Hyacine ultimate. Then we cast our Sobin ultimate after the Jellyfish goes, because I want to reduce his stacks. Right now, I cast my Sobin ultimate, which is literally going to be at 27. And this is where we just go for our reset, because I don't really want to waste the stacks for Cyrene. So we're going to go this in for Evernight, so Evernight can actually start dealing more damage. Let's go of an ultimate here. Then we're going to be going for skill. And then this is just going to be dealing the damage. He is going to be going for the energy debuff. So I pretty much just want to let go of all of my stuff immediately, right? Otherwise, we're just going to be wasting a huge amount of energy. So we pull back up my Evernight. Evernight goes for the skill. And then my Hyacine goes for the out. And then the rest is just pure damage coming in right here. Okay, maybe we actually deal enough damage with Cyrene ultimate. Who knows? Alright, let's just limit test this a little bit. Okay, and then we'll let go of 1 Cyrene. Okay, see if this is enough. I don't think it actually is. Okay, so unfortunately it's not going to be quite enough. But my Hyacine actually has no energy left, so that was actually not too shabby. Gets a little bit of a hit, which is quite okay. Hyacine is just going to continue on with her skill the entire time. Alright, 44 stacks. I want to try to stall this to as low of the skill stack as possible. Then Evernight is just going to be going for the skill. Pop this into that. And then vibes are gonna be expiring right here. So I am gonna start building back my vibes once again. 26. And this is gonna be 25. And then Cyrene is just gonna let go of a skill, or rather out right here. Okay, 0 reaction because Sobin does not get crowd control, which is very, very nice. Okay, then we are gonna be getting our full energy reset right here. Okay, energy regeneration. So we pop this out. And then Jellyfish is gonna be going. And then we are gonna bring back up my Evernight from 53 AV. And I think this probably kills. I hope this kills, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be sufficient. Let's just see what's up. Okay, absolutely fantastic. Alright, so that's really, really good. Iron Tomb is gonna hit a debuff. I immediately cleanse away the debuff right now. So let's just take one hit right there. Okay, gets a bit of a hit. And then that's going to be the action delay for Sobin, which once again does not matter whatsoever. Next hit is going to be reducing our allies' energy. So luckily for us, Hyacine does hit the full out here. So even if he reduces me next turn, it literally just does not matter. Okay, then we are going to be coming in here. And then we're just going to take this hit right here, right? Okay, 2 hits went by for the bird, which is quite insane. But this hit, there's nothing we can do, so we just kind of have to tank it. Alright. Alright, skill point reduction, which is going to be okay. Descend into Chaos activates. I'm just going to let this go on the other buckle. And then Cyrene can actually let go of her out right now before we get a bit more of them overstacks. Okay, then we activate our skill. Our vibes is pretty much almost gonna be permanently at 50 at this point, so that is gonna be really, really nice. This comes back down. Skill is gonna be trying to be as low as possible. Bird is gonna go in. I don't think we can actually deal enough damage to break the other hand, but if we can, that would be very, very nice. Okay, luckily for us, we do have a global passive, but that was not going to be quite sufficient for us here. Takes a little bit of a hit. Hyacine casts the skill into the out. Then Sobin. Okay, we do get an AV advance here, which is very, very nice. The moment I cast myself this, I am just going to immediately bring myself back up with our... Oh, shit. Okay, I actually completely fucking missed that. Okay, that was a huge misplay on my end. So, yeah, definitely should have taken note of the energy regeneration. So, that was a little bit rough. Skill here. I think this might actually just be straight up phase 2, which would be excellent. Oh my god. If this is enough, that would be insane. Okay, this is not enough. This is enough. Oh, okay. 2 million from the little birdies, which is super, super nice. Okay, let's just let this go right now. We'll let go of a big Cyrene hitting us right there. This thing is gonna expire. Some birds are gonna go. Hyacine refresh the ultimate on her turn, so we have a 0 wastage here. Next Cyrene hit is actually gonna be giving my Evernight her additional energy, which is super, super nice. Okay, we get ourselves max Hyacine, or rather Evernight energy. Okay, absolutely exceptional. This is gonna come and take a hit. I'm just gonna let this go right now. There's no way I actually stop this, so we just have to tank it. At least both my Hyacine and Evernight's energy were like kind of low, so it's okay. Then I dispel, descend into chaos. Alright, super, super nice. Now is where I try to deal with the 2 different buckles. Alright, we are just gonna summon this. Okay, I will let go of a Cyrene out right here, so I can get my hits in as well as reducing his scales. Then this is gonna go. Bird is gonna go. Alright, then afterwards we are gonna activate our skill on Hyacine for a little bit more healing. So this next hit is gonna be where he will try to reduce our energy, right? So the next is gonna be reducing our energy. I think we actually should have enough to kill here, which would be super, super nice. I'm holding on because I kind of want my Evernight to take a turn first. So this is gonna go, reducing Bro's stacks of scales. Brings back up my Evernight right here. Then this is gonna go. Just a knife for my out as well. We pop that. And then we get our out. And then this is gonna go again. Let's just get our Cyrene out in immediately. Alright, super nice. Super nice. Okay, this gives us the action value advance. Hyacine is gonna go for the skill. Little Ika is gonna come here. Okay, we do get the energy restoration as well. If this is gonna be enough damage, we are pretty much gonna be wrapping this up at 27 AV. So I am literally gonna go all in right now. If we kill, we kill. If we don't, right? 11%. 3%. So that is gonna be our E2S1 Cyrene team with our E1S1 Evernight at 27 AV dispatch, which is literally a 4 AV difference compared to our Castorice. So honestly, considering that I did misplay that energy from our Sobin, I think both teams definitely can be a little bit better. But considering this is going to be our first try, no agenda whatsoever, we are going to be clearing up our slight bit faster with our E2S1 Cyrene. But I think the more important thing to take note is that we went from a 4 cycle 25 AV to a 1 cycle 27 AV. Whereas for the previous team of E0 Castorice, we did go from a 4 cycle 70 AV, which means we were already almost close to a 3 cycle, back into a 1 cycle 23. So in terms of improvement, the E2S1 Cyrene team actually improved more compared to the E2S1 Castorice team. So that's pretty much going to be that for our E2S1 Cyrene at a 10 cost. Builds are going to be shown right here, which I have already mentioned. There's going to be no change whatsoever. And then for our very last showcase in the medium weight category, we are just going to jump straight into our E2S1 Nimeko. This time we are not going to be using Huohuo anymore as well as Welt. We are going to be running our E2S1 Nimeko with E1S0 Blade, E1S0 Sobin, as well as a E0 S1 DHPT, just to see if we can actually sustain ourselves with this current setup right here. So we are going to swap this out into the Welt tutorial begins. Pop open that E1 with the rest pen as well as the delay, and then we are going to be activating our E2S1 Nimeko. Alright, so with that out of the way, let's just jump straight. Oh wait, do not use buff tree, right? Do not use buff tree. You definitely want to change this back out into buff 2 so that you get the energy as well as skill plus ultimate damage right there, right? So now we're just gonna jump straight in, pop that, pop that, pop that, and bada boom, bada bing. Okay, so for this particular team, you can see Blade is gonna be in the middle so that we can get a little bit more hits on everyone here. Okay, very interesting, which is we are gonna get our ultimate immediately, so the S1 value is definitely a lot lower, right, compared to E1. We are gonna pop open our verdict first. So you can see how we are already at maximum energy. It does not matter. I need you guys to pop open the ultimate because we are gonna be refreshing our verdict damage very soon. So I kind of want to just get rid of all of our skills here. Then we are just gonna be popping this open. Alright, then we activate our songbirds. And then MBlade here, we are just going to be going for the skill. And then we are going to activate our first Nimeko out. Alright, first Nimeko out is going to go in. First damage, once again, just doesn't matter because the skills are like just really high. Next turn from Nimeko is going to be 52 AV. So the moment this dragon goes in, I can then pop open my Sobin to bring up our Nimeko right here. Alright, really good amount of damage, right? Really good. Okay, 9 out of 9. So Blade at this point, we are definitely going to try to use our basic instead of our skill because we simply cannot sustain ourselves enough. So that's what to do. Once again, remember you do have yourselves the E2 Nimeko, so you can actually pop open the extra skill more frequently than just DHPT, right? So we are just going to go for 1. Then we're going to scale this to replenish our energy ASAP. And then we are going to scale 2 with MBlade because we do have ourselves the E2. Then this basic is just going to be going right here. Alright, 9 out of 9. Okay, we actually do get ourselves the ultimate, which is absolutely fantastic because with this ultimate, I am absolutely certain we pop all of them for the team-wide energy regeneration as well as AV advance, right? So we actually pop them both. Okay, our damage right now is just absolutely insane. So Nimeko is just gonna go straight in for the first blast. I'm pretty sure that's just gonna be overkill. And he is already gonna go into phase 2 right here. Iron Tomb is gonna head out with a debuff, but it's gonna be completely fine because we do have DHPT's ultimate to spare as well. Alright, then this is gonna come in, and then we are gonna pop open our DHPT ultimate, which will also heal my MBlade. Pop open our Cyrene to get rid of the debuff from our Iron Tomb. This slams back down. Very, very nice with our current Sobin standards. Okay, you can see my Nimeko is about to take a turn, so there's no point for me to activate Nimeko right now. Pop open another blade for Verdict. So we get a little bit more assist skill. Alright, so hopefully we're gonna kill this next hit here for the prevention of the anti-energy. I'm actually not gonna... Okay, I think I can use Sobin because Sobin gives us 20% energy, and Himeko is also gonna be using another Verdict. So it might just be enough to get me... Okay, that's actually perfect, right? That's actually perfect. So we are gonna pop over an ultimate. And remember, you can actually delay your actual skill by one more turn. It is not lasting 3 turns, it's lasting 4 turns instead. So we are just gonna go straight in for damage here. Alright, action, advance, energy regeneration, super nice. Alright, just raw damage coming in. And then we are just immediately gonna be getting ourselves another full energy regeneration from Himeko. I would say this full energy regeneration definitely benefits Himeko the most. It is like not even the same ballpark compared to the Remembrance flagship, so it is just dealing really good amount of damage. And we are already at phase 3 right here with quite a bit of damage to spare actually. So this is gonna come down. Alright, super nice. Pops open the assist skill. I am just gonna scale here so I can heal my blade up a little bit. I'm making sure he can always cast his skill. Okay, because we actually have so much leeway, I am just gonna be opting for the blade skill here. Generally, I wouldn't, but because we just have so much, I think it's actually gonna be a-okay. Maybe we actually kill one of the hands here, which would be really nice. Okay, very good. Big amounts of damage. Okay, we unfortunately can't kill that. So that is pretty much gonna be done so, right? We do get hit with the energy reduction. It is what it is. But it is still gonna be okay for us. DHPT Dragon is gonna go in. Actually, I do want to activate my cleanse right now from Iron 2. Okay, action, very advanced activates. So now we do need to refresh our skill, right? Remember to refresh our skill. Oh my, I forgot to activate my Nimeko's assist skill, which is that is honestly my bad, right? I did not used to be playing with Nimeko this frequently. But definitely remember to cast Blade's assist skill with Nimeko. I'm kind of wasting a lot of value because I only cast my assist skill once with DHPT, which is definitely not something that you want to do, right? You want to try to bring this up as much as you can. This pops open for the hit there. And then we are going to be getting our next Cyrene, which is super nice. This gives us the energy regeneration. Okay, wait. Oh, okay, my Ankh hands, bro. That was definitely my Ankh hands right there. Okay, I mean, I kind of still have to do this, but oh, I did not want to press that, bro. Alright, I definitely did not mean to press that. But hey, anyways, first try is first try. But so far, we are still dealing so much damage that even with our misplace, this is gonna be a definitive 65 AV 0 cycle using our 10 cost Nimeko team with our E0S1 Sobin, right? So I don't really think I'm too surprised because version 4 main push is definitely going to be performing better than the version 4 main, or rather version 3 main push. Just take a little bit note because you are going to be using E2 Nimeko. Always cast your assist skills with MBlade, right? Don't just cast your DHPT. So I kind of wasted like, I think 1 or 2 assist skills there. So this could have theoretically been way faster as well. But it is still going to be a 0 cycle nonetheless. Build once again is going to be the exact same. I did not change anything whatsoever. Running our Vulnerate with this right here. Sobin is going to be running this. And then our DHPT is going to be running the E0S1, right? So that's pretty much it for our second portion. And now I'm going to be moving on into the very last showcase featuring our heavyweight 14 cost team against our 2 Mimo sprites as well as our full 14 cost E2S1 Sobin, right? So that's pretty much it. Alright, hey guys, this is gonna be our final part of the entire Worth It series for Sobin's cost analysis. This time we are gonna be featuring our E2S1 Castorice versus our E2S1 Cyrene, as well as a full E2S1 12 cost MBlade with Nimeko, which I'm gonna be showing you guys a little bit later. This run actually took me a while to actually record instead of one shot because I was busy recording the footage for all of the 0 cycles using our Sobin at E0, E1 as well as E2. So I had to go back and record all of the footage for both E1 and E0 Sobin first before I actually jump into this E2 Sobin. So genuinely just took me such a insane amount of time. As a matter of fact, right now you can just take a look right here. I'm absolutely beyond overworking, but let me just wrap up this last video right here for you guys today in our entire series for Sobin's cost. I'm just immediately going to jump straight into our Memorial Song for E2S1 Castorice. I'm not going to go through the gears anymore. The cost is going to be as follows: E2S1, 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 as well as the E1S0 Hyacine. So without further ado, let's just jump straight in against our Iron Tomb. Previously, we did in fact get ourselves the 1 cycle dispatch, so I would be pretty surprised if we do not get this into 0 cycle with our brand new E2S1 Sobin, right? Okay, so this is gonna just do the similar things all over again, so I'm not really too concerned about this, right? Castor is just gonna swipe, and then Dragon is just gonna go all in right here. Alright. Yep. And then we are just gonna activate our Sobin skill. And because we do have ourselves our E2, our birds are actually gonna be dealing a significant amount of damage on top of the additional 70 vibes, which we are pretty much just gonna be having close to, if not a 100% uptime. So that is always gonna be really good, right? So I'm just gonna pop this here real quick, get us the Hyacine. I wonder if we can get a bit of energy on Evernight. Okay, just barely. Okay, we do have this on Castorice, so I'm just gonna go ahead for the swipe here. Then barely just enough for our Evernight out, but it's gonna be fine. Just gonna be dealing all of that damage. Alright, really good. Now we do get ourselves the Evernight ultimate, so we can let go of this first. Then this jellyfish is gonna come back down. Alright, 700k. So after this skill, we can pop a dragon first. Then dragon is gonna be dealing our significant amount of damage as well. This time I'm gonna try saving my R skill all the way towards phase 3, since our damage should be substantially higher compared to the previous round. Let's go of my Barbarian ultimate immediately, bringing our Evernight up with our E2 damage caliber. Pop over a skill for a ridiculous amount of stacks, and then this should just be insane damage. Holy shit. Okay, absolutely absurd amount of damage. I am pretty sure my little Ika would just kill this, but just to be safe, since I'm going to be popping a skill anyways, I'm just going to activate my Castorice immediately, and then we'll see if Lil Ika can do enough damage to bring us into phase 2. Okay, absolutely fantastic with 19 million. Iron Tomb is gonna come in. I'm just gonna let go of 1 ultimate right now, so I can cleanse away the debuff. And the rest of our stacks, we're just gonna be saving them for later, right? Action Very Delay on Sobin is always gonna be free, so it's gonna be chill. I'm pretty sure we should have more than enough damage to just get rid of every single one of the little beacons. So we should be getting ourselves the additional energy regeneration as well as AV Advance, which is gonna be really good. Okay, let's look at this bird damage. 2.8 million bird damages. Yep, that is just really nice. We're gonna pop over our ultimate first, followed by our skill, and then this Mimo sprite is gonna come back in for another chunk of 1.28. Then Castorice can just deal a little bit more chip damage from there, and our bird is once again gonna jump straight in for another ridiculous amount of total damage output. Let's see if the bird over here can actually bring us into phase 3. Okay, 2.9 comes back in. 2.4. Okay, barely just enough, right? Barely just enough. This thing is about to pop to give us energy regeneration. Evernight is going to be 44 AV away, so I am in fact going to be popping over my skill. Little Ika is going to come in. 8% HP. Hopefully this is gonna be bring us all the way into phase 3, which I don't think it should be any issue whatsoever. We are just gonna let go of this dragon right now because this is the definitive kill, right? 54 stacks very easily getting us this kill. Super nice. Get us a little bit of energy regeneration for Evernight as well. So from this point, we are just gonna slam all in. Alright, big hit from Cyrene, and then we're gonna go for the swipe, and then after the swipe, the dragon is gonna come. So it is looking like a very fast zero cycle right here. So with this Cyrene buff that's gonna be taking place, we are gonna let go of our Cyrene for yet another free dragon Castorice for the maximum value. So I'm just gonna go back in for another swipe, and then we're just gonna keep going and going and going. And then at this point, I will then finally activate my Hyacine ultimate, which should give me enough charge for Memorias, right? Little Iga is gonna go. I think we are gonna be getting very nice, right? So that's gonna give me another jellyfish. And then with this jellyfish, I'm pretty sure we are going to be getting close to, if not 100%. Maybe we can just completely bypass Iron Tomb's phase 3 if we can actually deal enough damage. Because as long as we break both of them at the same time, it is going to be looking quite possible for us here. I'm just going to let go of a Cyrene out right now. Okay, very good. Goes in for the swipe. And I think this bird damage is going to be absolutely absurd. I kind of just want to see how much this damage is going to be, because we have been telling a lot of damage from everything just now. Super nice break over there. Okay, let's see that. 4.5 million birds from the fat birds. So that is just absolutely an exceptional amount of damage right there, and we should be getting ourselves the zero cycle at 131 AV. Okay, never mind. 132 AV is gonna be our zero cycle benchmark running our E2S1 Castorice. Full 14 calls with E2S1 Castorice, E2S1 Evernight, as well as a E2S1 Sobin with the E1S0 Hyacine. I think the damage from the little birds was just absolutely insane, because this combined with the E1, I personally just think this is the most ridiculous item upgrade that we have ever seen so far. So that's pretty much going to be that for our E2 Castorice. I'm simply going to swap on over now to our E2S1 Cyrene, and we'll see how much more or how much lesser this is going to be, making sure my gears are going to be fine. Keep in mind that for our Amphorius, we actually cannot stack on, because there can only be a single piece of two-piece Amphorius. Since we do have ourselves a Cyrene this time, I can actually go for the Von Weg Bubbin, so that we can just get ourselves a little bit more action value, right? Give me 1 second. Alright, so I am gonna be back. I just simply swapped out for Bubbin's two-piece Amphorius to two-piece Von Weg, since I already have one with Cyrene, which is, you know, like I mentioned, Amphorius two-piece does not stack. So I kind of just want to do a little bit of a change there, since, you know, we did have ourselves Castorice just now, which I think the performance was just already super strong. So let's see if we can beat the E2S1 Castorice record. Essentially at this point, it is pretty much gonna be a main DPS Evernight. So we'll just see what's up right here, right? Summoning our birds. Alright, our birds are gonna go. And then we can actually immediately pull out my Evernight, since this is gonna be 56 AV away. I don't really want to stall anymore. Just get me my jellyfish right now, because I am about to get a Cyrene ultimate relatively soon. I kind of want to wait for a Hyacine out, since I know for a fact Hyacine is gonna get her ultimate really quick as well. So this is gonna jump right in. Birds are gonna be going. Let's see that damage. 300k, right? It is what it is. And then we are gonna pop this open, get us the ultimate, and now we can let go of our Cyrene out for the full recharge. So now everyone is gonna be fully replenished. First buff, we are just gonna be going straight into our Evernight, and then our Evernight is gonna pop open this ultimate immediately. Alright, then the jellyfish is gonna be at 20, so we'll let go of this right here. As a matter of fact, you know what, I'm literally just gonna full bro up right now. I don't think there's any point in waiting. So we're gonna summon up our jellyfish, then I'm gonna summon up my Evernight, or rather Hyacine's ultimate for the heals. We are about to hit maximum energy right here. Okay, big amount of damage. This is gonna hit Cyrene. That's gonna be fine. Action value here is all gonna be fine. Goes in for one hit here, and let's just see the bird's damage with E2 Cyrene. I'm gonna let go of this one here, and then I'm gonna try saving the R for the next wave, depending if my bird. Oh wow. Okay, I did not expect Cyrene to do that much, but that is gonna be 4.3 million straight up from Cyrene herself, which means I actually saved the bird all the way for phase 2. Then I'm just gonna let go of this to immediately cleanse away the Iron Tomb debuff, so that's gonna be really good. And my birds actually have not even went just yet. Okay, we're gonna take a bunch of hits. That's gonna be fine, and that is also gonna be fine. Let's see that bird damage. 2.1 million, right? Not too shabby. All right, then we are just gonna be going for the skill here, putting us back a little bit. All right, trying to get rid of the skill stat because the skill stats can be really annoying. Then we are just gonna go for the skill, and then after this one goes, we'll pop open a Cyrene out first, just to not get any overflow. Then we'll go back in with our Evernight ultimate. Alright, and then Evernight ultimate is going to be giving us yet another hit right here. Then I'm going to go for yet another Cyrene ultimate. We'll see if we can in fact get us the break here. Okay, unfortunately I couldn't kill this guy. I mean, it is kind of just like bounce RNG, so that is going to be a little bit unfortunate for us right there, right? We are just going to activate this right now. How far were we? Okay, honestly, I think if I just went in for that, I could have prevented the delay. Yeah, I could have actually prevented a delay, which would have been a lot better. But like I mentioned, it is gonna be our first try. Definitely not intentional. I just didn't really expect the bounce to not kill there. But I think at least at this point, we should be getting us into phase 3. 1% HP. Alright, this is gonna be 2.3 million. I didn't want to activate my Bobbin out just yet, so we are just gonna let this go. Cyrene is about to give us yet another ultimate, so this is gonna be really good. Pop open the ultimate immediately. Alright, and then the jellyfish is just gonna go in for another hit, and then we can actually very advance my Evernight up right here, and then Evernight is just gonna pop open a skill. This is gonna be a pretty significant amount of damage. I'm gonna go for an as I've written right here, and then this is gonna come back down. Okay, for this part, because of the energy suck just now, I am just gonna be going for the skill on Hyacine. So this is gonna slam back down. Decent chunk of damage, gives us the action value advance, gets us the heal. Hopefully I can deal enough damage to just get rid of the mob right there. Trying to see if I can stack on a little bit more damage for the birds, because the birds are gonna be going really soon. Goes in for yet another Cyrene. Okay, gets us the break right here, gives us the action value advance. Bird is gonna go in for 3 million. Cyrene comes back down for the final hit, and I believe this should be the clear for our Evernight main DPS team running E2 Cyrene. But I definitely just want to say that was because of my fault right there. The bounce unfortunately did not kill the energy regeneration, or rather the energy saki. If we didn't get hit with the massive energy reduction, I think this could have been substantially faster with like a 0 cycle, potentially matching close to the E2 caster's performance. So that is pretty much going to be that, right? So with that out of the way, I'm just going to be jumping into my final segment, and that is none other than my Nimeko into Sobin into E2 MBlade, which is going to be right... Okay, where is bro? E2 MBlade, as well as none other than our free guy right here. I am actually not too sure if this team can actually do a sustainless 0 cycle, because we are going to be going for full E2 S1 with our E4 S0 Welt as the cost maxer, swapping back into Finale's case. Okay, how about this, right? If I can do this on my first try, then I will not reset my second run. But if this try somehow fails, then I will just do you guys a solid and just do another run for the previous run right now. Alright, so instant go in with our full 12 cost Nimeko with the free guy right here. I think this is most likely going to be our fastest clear, since we are literally running a sustainless team. So let's just see how this is going to be going, right? Pop all my Blade Ultimate immediately, summon my birds. I am going to activate my stacks right here. Then we'll pop open our Decimation. Alright, bird is going to get summoned. Nimeko is going to pop open the first assist skill. And then we are just simply going to go for the triple skill right here. Then Blade is going to be going for another assist skill as well. then that's gonna be 6 out of 6. And then we are just gonna go for a basic here, just in case we don't really have enough to go with. Right, then we pull back up our Nimeko. Okay. Then Nimeko is gonna refresh all of our assist skills immediately. Let's just take a look at that damage right now. And that is gonna be a very, very big chunk of damage right there. Okay, 3.4 instantly giving us the action advance. Holy shit. Okay, that is a ridiculous amount of damage. If I pop this, we are also going to be getting the energy regeneration for my blade as well as Welt. So hopefully this kills. Oh my god. Okay, really high amounts of damage right now. I'm just gonna pop this in right there. Okay, let's go for the blade out right here. Okay, we are gonna be getting our assist skill, 7 out of 7. My blade is just permanently gonna be doing his basic, so that we do not eat into our health right there. Oh my goodness. Absolutely insane amount of damage. I'm pretty sure this will be giving me my out as well. So let's just pop our out first. Okay, 8 out of 6. We'll go for the triple targeting. And then my Nimeko here will then get us the full out since we did get the energy regeneration. So my Welt can cast his ultimate immediately right after. Holy overkill damage. So that is definitely gonna be done so right there. Instant action value advance. Okay, you know what? For this part, let's just have some music, right? Let's just have some music. It is so good, right? Okay, we are just instantly gonna let go of our Welt out the moment Himeko lets go of this. Welt activates the ultimate. 3 out of 6 back into 6 out of 6. And then we are gonna activate our free Cyrene right here. Alright, really good. Pops open the assist skill. Alright, it's not 6 out of 6 because it's only 2 targets. Right, that's gonna be fine. MBlade is about to come back in right here again. Goes in for the double skill. Can we actually get this in due time? Because I feel it might be a little bit tight. Oh my god, we already got the kill right here. So I believe on Himeko's turn is gonna be game. Unless Bird actually just gets us a kill right here. I'm just gonna cast my skill. I'm not even gonna care. I'm just gonna cast my skill. Pop open the Welt out. Alright, let's see that Bird. Let's see that Bird. $7 million nuke damage. 220 AV zero cycle on our very first try, running our full E2S1 Nimeko, E2S1 Blade, E2S1 Bobbin. Bro, the music couldn't even finish and we did in fact get it on our first try. So I'm so sorry, E2S1 Cyrene. I mean, I'm not really that sorry because like the bounce didn't really hit, so it's not really like, you know, it is what it is. But that is pretty much gonna bring us into our entire showcase of our E2S1 Bobbin, or rather Sobin, E1S0 Sobin as well as E0S0 Sobin at their respective costs. Final results are going to be shown right here. I'll combine all the numbers in just a second. Just let me know what you guys think about this entire showcase so far. I personally just think, as you guys, in case you guys couldn't tell, I think this E2 is absolutely insane, especially if you can run Sobin as a sustainer setup. I think there's pretty much no other damage amplifier that can match this amount of buff coverage, right? So word of the day is gonna be calls. Join Twitch, join Discord, use code PORTERMINAL, give us out all the best for guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.